How's it going, everyone? How are you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going over the review. We're going over the Spurs versus Chelsea game that took place today, February 4th, Thursday. It was a very solid showing for Chelsea in this one in the first half. Second half, a little bit to be desired. There's a little bit to be desired there, but regardless, a good solid 1-0 win over Spurs, and I'm pretty happy with how we're going so far. 3 games under Tuchel, 3 clean sheets. So I'm very thoroughly impressed with the start he's made to the season. But let's get right into the lineup. Spurs lineup, they played a 4-2-3-1. We'll go Reece in goal, Ben Davies on the left, Dyer and Alderweireld in the center back roles, Aurier on the right, Højbjerg and Sissoko, the two holding midfielders rather. Hermit on the left and Dembele down the middle, Bergwijn on the right with Carlos Vinicius as the sole striker up top. For their subs, they had Joe Hart, Doherty, Bale, Lucas Lamela, Sanchez, Winks, Rodon, and Tanganga. The sub list is so long now. Anyways, for Chelsea, obviously Tuchel has switched up the system. We're playing a 3-4-2-1. Thiago Silva, Azpilicueta, Rudiger, the center backs, Edouard Mendy in goal. On the left wing back, Marcus Alonso, right wing back, Reece James, Kova, and Jorginho, the two holding midfielders / center mids. They kind of bounce back and forth. And then Mason Mount, Callum Hudson-Odoi, the two attacking midfielders with Timo Werner, the sole striker up top. For our bench, we have Giroud, Emerson, Kepa, Conte, Ziyech, Christensen, Chilwell, Pulisic, and Abraham. Long list of subs. Awesome. But those are the lineups. Let's get right into the first half. Right away, we set the precedent pretty early for some slick counter-attacking football. Honestly, not even just counter-attack. We were just all over Spurs. We were getting through them. We were passing through them. They were leaving a lot of space for us to just get the ball around. We were just so slick with the passing. It was just here, there, here, there, here, there. We were just like this, just electric with our passing. We were doing really well with our movement. And whenever Spurs got the ball, it was honestly a 2v1. Chelsea were just all over Spurs, and that is what's got me really excited for this Chelsea team now. This sort of resurgence that they're going through. It could be the honeymoon period, who knows? But this little resurgence is huge because finally Chelsea are showing tenacity. They're showing hunger. They want this. They want the ball. They want to win. We just haven't really seen that from the last couple months. That hunger, that just desire to want to win. It was on full display in that first half. Chelsea were all over Spurs. They controlled everything, every facet of that game. Spurs were just chasing shadows. From defense to offense, we were all over Spurs. All over them. They could not get a ball through. They could not get a ball. They just were struggling. And like I said, they were chasing shadows the entirety of that first half. Unfortunately, though, 35th minute, well, Thiago Silva went down about the 33rd minute, and they didn't make the substitution for a couple minutes. Thiago Silva makes an acrobatic clearance, and it comes at the cost of what looked like maybe a hamstring injury, quad injury. The hope is that it's not an MCL, ACL, or anything like that, any of those long terms. The hope is he just kind of strained it in that moment, and he just needs to give it a bit of rest. Nothing long term, because he's been really good for us this season, so it'd be really unfortunate to see him go down to injury for long term, especially with the ages he is at. That would not be good at all. So unfortunately, he had to come off for Andreas Christensen. So 35th minute, that was one of 2 blemishes in the first half. Honestly, like I said, Chelsea dominated throughout. Problem is, and really the only major problem I can really say about the first half was that we weren't up by more. We should have been up by more goals. We should have been up by 2-3 goals, honestly. At bare minimum 2. We should have been up by at least 2 goals. But that final third play was just not there. We were either being too selfish or not being selfish enough. It was like we just couldn't really recognize how to get it into the back of the net. We just weren't really taking shots. We had 1 shot on target, I believe, in the first half, which, for as dominant as we were, not good. We had 7 shots total, but only 1 on target, and I believe that one was the penalty. So we really need to work on that final third play, and that carried over into the second half as well. But in the first half, we completely dominated the game. We controlled the game. We were all over Spurs, and that was really the only one of 2 big problems coming out of the first half. 1, Thiago Silva injury. 2, we need to get better in our final third play. The fact that we couldn't capitalize and we couldn't score more goals. But Oh, obviously Jorginho, like I didn't really mention it, sorry. Jorginho, 24th minute, scored a penalty. Werner was tripped up in the box. That was the only goal of the game, and it, proved to be the decider. So moving on to the second half, however, this is where, I don't want to say it went downhill. It didn't really go downhill necessarily. It was just that we eased up. We took our foot off the gas a little too much, in my opinion. I feel like we just eased up a lot. We kind of lacked the purpose going forward. We're doing fine defensively. That wasn't really the issue. It was going forward. We just kind of lacked purpose. We weren't really trying to get out of our half. We had opportunities, but we just were not taking advantage of them. And like I said, we were just kind of lacking purpose. It wasn't really until the final 20 minutes or so is when we really started pressing and started getting at Spurs with some kind of purpose. Despite that, we did hold Spurs to only one shot on target. We had a couple off target, but they were just inches wide. We had a couple of golden opportunities, but unfortunately, we couldn't take advantage of them. And we just struggled to really get at Spurs in the second half. We didn't show that same determination, that same, like I mentioned, that hunger in the second half. That's why I say the second half was just, it left something to be desired there. You know, we can't be the team that we used to be, where one half we'd be excellent, and then the second half, or whatever, the other half would just be like, eh. You know, we need to keep it going all 90 minutes, all 90 plus minutes, however long, you know, the added time and all that. We need to keep it up all the way through, and I didn't really see that in this game offensively. Defensively, we did well. Defensively, I think we did well. We did well to keep Spurs at bay, to limit their chances, to really prevent them from getting into dangerous areas, although they had a couple of really good opportunities. I would say Carlos Vinicius' header in the 80th minute was probably the closest Spurs came to scoring. Aurier did have a header in the first half, but it was pretty weak. Carlos Vinicius' header in the second half, towards the end of the game, 88th minute, was the closest. Spurs really went to scoring. He puts it wide. Naturally, we're gonna give up, chances. The other team's always gonna have a chance to score, a golden opportunity. They didn't take advantage of it. Son had a good shot a little bit after that. Dyer had a free kick, I think, a little bit after that, but nothing really was going for Spurs. Nothing could quite go in. But like I said, we need to work on our play in the final third. The defense, though, the second half proved that the five in the back is working, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like we're playing defensive, if that makes sense. We're playing with five in the back, but it doesn't feel like we're playing with five in the back. It still kind of feels like a 3-4-3 almost. But regardless, we still felt solid going forward. Second half, played it through. Again, little to be desired there, but we ended out with all 3 points and came out with a 1-0 win. Now, final thoughts. Overall, so far, I'm impressed. The Wolves draw was disappointing, right? It was a game where we just completely controlled Wolves, but couldn't do anything with that control. Burnley was a game where we coasted, but this is really the first game where I feel like we showed hunger, where we showed that hunger, that drive to want to win this game. This is really the first game under Tuchel so far. It's only 3, to be fair, but this is the first game so far where you kind of feel like Chelsea they want to win now. Like, it's a desire. There's a hunger. There's that desire. I really can't find any other word to describe it. It's just hunger. It's just that they want it. They want it. This is honestly the perfect time for Chelsea to be hitting their stride. So far, we look good. And like I said, that hunger is there. And I mentioned, defensively, despite playing 5 in the back, it doesn't feel like we're parking the bus. We're playing really defensive. We're playing a low block. We're still playing with a fluid attacking football. Despite having 5 in the back, it still feels like we're really good going forward. Players, not gonna lie, Marcus Alonso defensively still not really for me. Honestly, I really don't trust him defensively. Offensively, yeah, sure, great, but he's a left wing back, and you still have some defensive duties, and I feel like he got beat quite a bit. The 2 crosses, I believe, that came in, I could be wrong with the Aurier one, but I'm pretty sure the one that came from Vinicius came from his side. In the one-on-ones, I still don't really trust him with. I feel like if I'm the opposite team's manager, I'm throwing my best player against him, my best 1v1 player against him, and the player is probably going to win every single time. I think if Son was on Alonso's side, he probably would have struggled. Alonso probably would have struggled a lot to really find any kind of opportunity there. But overall, I mean, we're looking good. And like I said, this is the best time for us to be hitting our stride because we have Sheffield next, but in a couple weeks, more importantly, we have Atletico in the first leg of the Champions League. It feels like it's been so long since we've seen Champions League football. It's only been like 4 months, 3 months, but 2 months, actually, 2 months. Damn, those times are moving so slow. Regardless, that's huge for us to be hitting our stride, to be hitting this sort of rhythm now before we get into this matchup with Atletico, because Atletico is doing really well right now. So for us to, you know, try to get to where they're at, to try to hit the momentum that they're at right now, it's huge, and we're increasing our chances of taking them down and potentially moving further in the Champions League. So these games that are coming up, we need to have an eye on that, even though, you know, I think it's Sheffield next, and then we have Barnsley, Newcastle, and Southampton. So not incredibly tough games, but games that we still can't take lightly, right? These are games we need to be winning, and we should be winning. So leading into Atletico, if we can continue to hold this streak we're going on right now, this nice little run, 3 straight clean sheets, we can definitely take down Atletico. And like I said, best time for us to be hitting our stride. But those are my thoughts for the game today. Very solid win from Chelsea, good looking win, and 3rd straight clean sheet, like I said. But if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Go check out the socials in the description. Twitter and Instagram are both down there. While you're in the comments though, while you're down there, let me know your thoughts on this game today. Please share the socials with our friends, family, everybody know. Let the people know Blue Hermit's where it's at, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.